Hey everyone, this is Daniel from Phone Arena with an HTC One Mini video review. The company is jumping on the trend here to shrink flagship phones in size and specs, then slap a lower price on them, capitalizing on the name recognition that's built around the annual high-end device already. At first look, the HTC One Mini has more to do with its larger namesake than Samsung's mini version of the Galaxy S4, for example. Since all standout features from the flagship one, like this svelte aluminum chassis, the boom sound stereo speakers at the front, and the ultra pixel camera are present on HTC's mini version as well. There is nothing in the mid-range Android category, save for the Huawei Ascend P6 that can match the exclusive aluminum chassis of the HTC One Mini. Keeping all design cues from the flagship one, the Mini version is exactly that, a more compact variant with the same premium looks. The brushed metal back is tapered and fits very well in the hand, albeit a bit slippery to hold. The One Mini bets on an elongated profile, which has to fit the boom sound stereo speakers at the front and their signature perforated grille here, making the phone pretty tall for the screen size. At the same time, it is quite narrow, so very comfortable to operate with one hand. What's not comfortable are the side keys though. The power lock button at the top here is too small and flush with the surface to be felt and pressed without finger wandering. Even when you get to it like that, the tactile feedback is very shallow and mushy. The same goes for the volume keys on the right, so it takes quite a bit of adjusting before you stop looking and thinking each time you need to press a physical button on the HTC One Mini. Unlike the clicky ones, these capacitive navigational keys below the display are responsive and they are pretty well backlit, so you never skip a beat with them. This micro SIM card tray on the left hints that we have a sealed design, and that's precisely what the HTC One Mini is offering, as usual lately. Sealed battery compartment, and there is no memory card slot. An LED notification light is present underneath this top speaker grille here, though it's rather smallish to be viewed comfortably. The HTC One Mini flaunts a 4.3-inch Super LCD 3 panel with 720 by 1280 pixels HD resolution. This 341 ppi pixel density is top-notch for the class, and the display sports very natural color representation, excellent contrast, and ultra-wide viewing angles. In fact, when we add very low mirror reflectance, which helps significantly with sunlight visibility, we'd wager to say HTC has graced the One Mini with one of the best phone screens out there at the moment. Let's see how the interface looks on this excellent display. The newest HTC Sense 5.0 interface is quoted over Android 4.2, just like with the HTC One, hence the Mini version offers the same streamlined and uniform look that you're used to. HTC has taken it down a notch in the processor department from the flagship one, outfitting the Mini version with a Snapdragon 400 instead of 600. It is clocked at 1.4 GHz, the two cores. They aren't as powerful as the 600, but still provide plenty of oomph, more than Android's interface can consume actually, even when Sense 5.0 is painted over it. We didn't notice any lag or stuttering, and despite the single gig of RAM instead of 2 GB on the one, we also never felt the phone gasping for memory. Granted, likely due to HTC restricting the number of apps that can be opened at once, as usual. Here the number is 9. An issue of bigger concern for many would be the lack of memory expansion slot, which means you are to make do with 16 GB of internal storage, of which just 11 GB are user available for your files, pictures, videos, and music. Let's see how it scores on Quadrant. We clocked in 5,787 points, which is pretty run-of-the-mill result. The Sense browser renders pages very quickly, as you can see from the browsing benchmarks. It offers Adobe Flash support, which can be turned on and off with the touch of a button here, as well as pretty intelligent text reflow, which fits the article in suitable for reading format. The HTC One Mini is offered with LTE or 22.2 megabits per second HSP plus cellular modem, depending on the carrier, and the full suite of other radios like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 4.0, GPS, DONA, FM radio, but there is no NFC chip here. The gallery offers the familiar grid view for both folders and their content. You can edit pictures directly from its interface here, or you can share them to the HTC Share site, where they get built into this Zoe photography collage, mixing videos, music and pictures for an artsy impression. The HTC One Mini can cope with any major video format you throw at it. That includes DivX XVD, MKV footage, as you can see, up to 1080p resolution. Music playback is pretty stellar thanks to the top quality frontal stereo speakers. Let's max it up. Each has a dedicated amplifier, and the headphones provided are pretty decent too. This Beats audio preset kicks in both in speakers and in headset mode. You can hear the bass sound, unlike most of the other smartphone loudspeakers out there. The top speaker is used for earpiece, so call quality is pretty great on the receiving end as well. The HTC One Mini has the so-called ultra-pixel camera on the back, just as the original one. This means that its image sensor is similar in size to the ones used in rival 8 to 13 megapixel phones, but it is used to provide 4 megapixel resolution, leading to a larger than average pixel size designed to deliver superior results in low light. But unlike the bigger brother HTC One, here we lack the optical image stabilization feature. The camera is extremely fast to focus and take a shot. As you can see, even in this dark environment, the video capture button shares one screen with the shutter key, thus helping to speed things up even further. There's a bunch of shooting modes like HDR, sweep panorama, night mode. Plenty of color effects are here too. The pictures themselves exhibit natural colors, but come out a tad underexposed in automatic shooting mode. We'd recommend using the quick HDR option when there is bright sky involved or other high dynamic range scenes for better exposure results. Details in pictures are decent for 4 megapixel resolution and not on par with better examples of 8 megapixel camera phones and more. Indoors, the One Mini indeed takes in more light than your typical handset, but quite a lot of noise too. The phone often calculates that it should lower the speed instead of fire the LED flash or increase the exposure time, often resulting in blurry pics. Video is recorded with Full HD 1080p resolution at 30 frames per second, and the footage runs smooth with no visible artifacts, but that underexposed. So we'd advise on using the HDR video mode for better results. In addition, you can record in HD with faster frames per second count, and also do slow motion video with variable playback speed. The HTC One Mini sets a great example for how a more compact, cheaper version of an annual flagship should be done. HTC kept the same stellar and recognizable design the One has, and didn't leave out any of the unique features like the best phone speakers or the ultra-pixel camera. To achieve a lower price, it only skimped on aspects that are likely to matter less for the average user, like taking away a bit of processing power and memory. We can even say it skimped on screen resolution, as HD is plenty for the 4.3-inch diagonal. The lack of image stabilization camera technology is also of dubious significance. The most direct competitor to the HTC One Mini is the Galaxy S4 Mini, with the same screen size and the module of the flagship Galaxy line in its turn. It is just no match, however, in terms of design and features to the elegant One Mini, not to mention the lower resolution of its Super AMOLED display, all of which doesn't preclude Samsung from selling it for the same price. Another competitor is the Huawei Ascend P6, which has a premium design with ultra-slim profile too, but is a tad larger and with worse camera and sound quality, though at a slightly lower price. If you dare to venture outside the Android world, the Nokia Lumia 720 will be a cheaper bet with a good camera too and a microSD slot, but lower screen resolution and much smaller app count. So to sum it up, we have a very premium compact design for the HTC One Mini. We've got great stereo speakers at the front and a very good display panel. And as disadvantage, we'll point out these uncomfortable side buttons with pretty shallow tactile feedback. This was a video review of the HTC One Mini from Phone Arena. For more information about this and other handsets, you can visit us at phonearena.com. Thanks for watching.